What's going on, y'all? It's a Saturday night. I see Hawk in the chat. I'm rolling with you too, brother. First, my guy 4KT Fast Man. What's going on with y'all? It's your boy Rio. Y'all probably just see me over with Pedro and Juan on the other channel, and I was just like, you know what? I might as well go live for a little bit, check the temperature, see how we're feeling going into this game tomorrow at Lambeau Field, and we can talk about whatever. There's nothing on the docket today. How y'all feeling right now? What's good, Hawk? What's good with y'all? How y'all doing? How's y'all Saturday going? I went to some close friends of mine's baby shower today. It was all good energy, good vibes. I contemplated watching Dune. I'm still juggling if I want to watch it on HBO Max from the comfort of my home or like going out to see it on the biggest screen possible because it looks fantastic. Three-time Super Bowl champ Skins was good. Skins fan all day. Was good. Kenny Pickett doesn't have a lot of upside. Okay, I think Kenny Pickett's floor is very high, and he could be a really good quarterback for a long time. And I am not going to. What's good, Christopher Sandy? I'm not gonna scoff at any quarterback talent that looks like it's significantly better than what we have here right now. And one has to be drafted in the offseason. What do you have against Kenny Pickett? Because I seen you over at Pedro's chat. You was coming at Kenny Pickett over there too. Janet Garland, what's going on? Calm before the storm. Dune is good, says Chris Sandy. I heard it's great. I'm probably after we get off this chat, I'm probably gonna pop it on the. I'm probably gonna pop it on the TV. You know what I'm saying? Steve Johnson, my man Steve. Let's talk Washington. What's going on, man? Congrats to you and the fam, by the way. Love the new look. Thank you, man. The rebranding. Shout out to my guy Brad Angel. That's Angel with two L's, who's done my new logo, my new business cards, my overlay for my presentation, everything, man. He's working on merch for me as well. My man Big Jeff in the building, Rise and Fall Football. What's good with y'all, man? How are y'all feeling on a Saturday? We go down to Lambeau tomorrow. You don't like the way he plays. He plays really scared in the pocket. I don't know if he plays really scared in the pocket. You know who does play scared in the pocket? That guy number 4 that we're trotting out every Sunday to play quarterback right now. He looks kind of scared and finicky, and he gets happy feet in the pocket, and it leads to a lot of ground balls. What's good, Big Jeff? My man Rise and Fall Football. What's good with y'all? You know, I'm just going to go into every game for the duration of the season with this calmness and no expectation so I can temper how I feel about the game. Obviously, of course, when I sit down in front of the TV or in the stadium, my heart always puts me in a place where I feel like we can beat anyone. Every day. It happens every time. My 30 years of life, it always gets me on game day. I was walking around FedEx last week trying to convince me myself that we were going to beat the Chiefs last week. And it was actually there for us to take it. Zach Henson, yeah. What's going on, Zach? What's good, boy? It's my guy. My man Steve said, oh, nah, Rio, I don't want to hear it. You love Taylor Heineke at Friday Night Lights. Hey, I did love Heineke at Friday Night Lights. I loved him after the Giants game. But you know what? I had to sit back and look in the mirror and say, this is a good story. This is a good guy. And it's probably not going to be the long-term answer here. That is not on the roster right now. And I need to accept him for what he is, limitations and all. And that's just not an NFL arm. This is pretty cool. Number 4 is like a rookie. Give him some slack. Hey, man, he is like a rookie until you see that he's like 29 years old. And 29 years old is not like a rookie. And yes, he's going to make his mistakes, but for me, what I've seen thus far shows me that he's more of a more exciting, better personality, moxied up Colt McCoy. Man, Steve. Pedro, my guy. Y'all are probably already subbed to my guy, but if you're not, go ahead and sub up my young boy Pedro Schmidt. Him and Juan Gotti talking sports, man. We got a thing that we about to have coming on the weekends. They do great work. Make sure y'all sub them up. And make sure everybody that's in this live right now, please smash the like button. I need every single one of them. We're trying to build the channel up, and I'm taking y'all with me on this journey. We're almost at 1,100 subscribers. Let's run it up to 2K as soon as possible. Jacob Bilberry, we just need to go ahead and lose the rest and solidify this pick. Hey, that's a conversation that always divides the fan base because you want your team to win every week. You want your team to win every week, obviously. But when you get to a certain part of the season, the writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall, and You have to be one or the other, good or bad. Once you hit that part of the season where you're bad, you're not going to just suddenly, like, I don't want the moral victories of saying, but look at us, though. We finished the season. We got 3 or 4 pointless wins at the end, but we're carrying that momentum. No. If we end up what's possible out of this next stretch of games coming, like 2-7, just lose. Just lose. I'm not saying lose on purpose. The word tank is not required when you're just not a good football team. So right now, I don't really see too many wins on the schedule, but I hope that changes. Kenny Pickett going to look like a straight-up dog in that burgundy and gold Wolves jersey. Ow! My man Zach, we keeping that Wolves going on. Juan Galvin, my guy, Juan. My guy I grew up with out of Woodbridge. What's good, Juan? He said, what's the preview, though, and is Gibson out? Gibson should be playing. Gibson's going to play tomorrow. He's going to go. I honestly think the team should hold him back a couple weeks and just let him heal because he's playing banged up and he's not playing good, and those two things do not attribute to success. Let the rookie, let Jarrett Patterson get some burn. I think he's not trying to let Jarrett Patterson get some burn. That's why he's playing through injuries. Armand Brown, my guy, always keeping it real. What's good with you, Armand? No meaningless wins. Lose the rest. If we went 2-15, yes, it would look like the sky is crumbling and falling above us, but you have your choice. The world is your oyster when it comes draft time. You control the NFL draft. Like, real talk, though. 3-time Super Bowl champ said, do you think we could do what the Cardinals did back in 2018 and just fire our coach and step forward? No. We're not going to do that. Ron is going to be here. Ron has full autonomy of this outfit right now. Ron's not going nowhere. Don Ron is running shit over here right now. It doesn't look good because we all thought that 7-9 season, which was full gold, which happened because of Dak breaking his ankle, we all drank the Kool-Aid way too early, and this is what it actually looks like when you're in year 2 of a rebuild. We jumped on our defense's elite train too early. My homie, gang, Ashley Renee in the house. Make sure y'all follow her on social media, Lady A. That's the homie right there. She said that howl, though. Hey, we team Wolves, man. I know the name conversation is like the most irrelevant thing, but we might as well bring it back because there's not much more to be excited about on the field right now, but it's all good. Look how solid the Bengals look now. Hell yeah, because they got a quarterback. And I just want to preach the gospel to y'all real quick. Like, I want to preach the gospel of a franchise quarterback. We've not had one. I'm 30 years old. We have not had one. We don't get quarterbacks to their second contract here. An elite special quarterback, a special talent at the position changes the whole trajectory of the franchise. It masks the on and off the field holes and deficiencies, and it gives you a chance versus anybody because that one guy who controls and holds the ball longer than anyone else, he controls it. He runs it. He gives you a chance. He keeps you in it. I saw Patrick Mahomes up close last week at FedEx Field. I've never seen anything like it. Wear our uniform. It hurts my heart. OG, my guy Roger, what's good? Make sure y'all smash that like button while y'all here. Why ask him to carry the team like he's a franchise quarterback? An unproven subpar, I'm going to need to run a game, but I don't have to see what's going. Yo, y'all got to lay off Scott, man. I feel you, but at the same time, they're not asking him to do too much if you're looking at how they're calling these plays. His limited-ass arm held us back. Taylor left 17 points on the field last week. You can't get a run game going when the existence of an adequate pass offense doesn't exist. Can Congress actually be useful for something for Snyder out? Nope, but what they're going to do is they're going to give us just enough to think it's going to happen, and then Danny Boy is going to continue to be Danny the Dweeb and keep running this team. I promise you, it's a sick thing. It's a sick reality to swallow and accept, but Daniel Snyder's not going anywhere ever. And when Daniel Snyder's out the building, he'll be handing the team to his son. It is a sick reality to accept, but it's the truth. My boy Juan, yo, back-to-back work after a stream, workaholic. We love this, man. This is fun for me. This is content shit and just kicking it with the subscribers. This is all fun to me. This is more than a hobby. I love this shit. Armand said, I think Malik Willis is a little raw. He is a little raw, but he's not Dwayne Haskins raw. And he has traits. He has traits and measurables that, like, he came back from an injury and looked good today versus North Texas. I like it. I like Malik Willis. I like Matt Corral. Kenny Pickett is rising. Like, I could be the top quarterback in the class rising. I think we need to stop running around with this narrative that this is a weak quarterback class, because I don't believe that. There's just not a top consensus Jesus Christ prospect like Trevor Lawrence and like Kyler and like guys from other classes. That is the difference. I think Turner, we can give the true assessment when he actually has an adequate quarterback. Desmond Ridder, he likes Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder's good, but to me, I see non-twitched up, non-juiced up Kaepernick, which is also a good prospect, but I like a couple prospects more than him. Jacob said, oh, yeah, he definitely has a high school QB arm. I'm positive my washed ass could go outside and throw a ball as far as Taylor. He probably got me on the accuracy, though, especially when it comes to throwing it in the dirt. Was Jason Campbell supposed to be our future? Oh my God, I don't even want to talk about Jason Campbell. You know what should have been our future? Aaron Rodgers, but we took the wrong Rodgers in that draft with our first round pick. We took Carlos Rodgers out of Auburn. And then one pick before we took Jason Campbell, Aaron Rodgers was drafted. So maybe if we would have just took Rodgers, who should have been the first pick of that draft, and not Alex Smith, maybe history would be a lot different. But with the way things go here, are we even guaranteed that Rodgers becomes Aaron Rodgers if he comes here? Like, are we that cursed of a franchise that we would have held back a top 3 quarterback of all time from being great? I don't know. Let's see. Christopher Sandy. I would argue that he's laying more often with his arm and holding back than they're saying the same thing about the Eagles quarterback too. Yeah, I don't believe in Jalen Hurts either. He had one good season with the quarterback whisperer in Oklahoma. I don't believe much into him. Dan Snyder has a son. I know. And get to know him. Dan Snyder's son's the reason we drafted Dwayne Haskins in 2019, because he attended Bullis High School with this idiot. Let's see. Joe Barry being the Packers defensive coordinator, we might score 30-plus tomorrow. Hey, I heard that, and I also heard last week that the Chiefs had the worst defense in the league, and we managed to only muster up 1 touchdown versus them. Let me tell you a fact about this Green Bay Packers defense. This Green Bay Packers defense is the worst red zone defense in the history of the NFL. Teams have gotten to the red zone on the Packers 15 times. They've given up 15 touchdowns. So if we get down there and they end their streak, like everyone always ends their slumps versus us, we're the slump busters. If we get to that red zone and we don't produce, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't know Snyder had kids. Yeah, man. He got kids, and that's where his team is going now that he owns 100% of it. That's where his team is going when it's time for him to hang it up. When it's time for him to go live the rest of his days on his boat in the Mediterranean, it will be going to Snyder's son. Roger Goodell came out yesterday and said he was mad about the attendance rate in the FedEx Field. If he's so mad, why doesn't he force Snyder to sell? Because they know the petulance of Danny Boy. He's going to try to take people down with him. And the last thing the league wants is for the rest of the Shield to all get aired out at one time. Oh, that's my guy Jacob Bilberry. That's my guy on Twitter. My guy J Dilla Premier Wonder. My guy, we always go back and forth on Twitter. What's good with you, fam? Appreciate you pulling up on the stream. They're going to get right against us. Of course, because everybody gets right against us. One day, we're not going to be the punching bag and the medicine and elixir for the team that's coming in. They haven't stopped one team in the red zone all year. Watch us go right down to that red zone and kick a field goal and trot out our new kicker, who has possibly the worst name you could have as a kicker. Blew it. But, hey, if he goes out and missed 3 kicks tomorrow, I'm happy it wasn't Dustin Hopkins, because Dustin Hopkins should have been gone years ago, and I don't like how we've been asking for him to get cut for the last 4 years, and when he finally gets cut, we made an issue of it. There was no scapegoat thing. He needed to go. I wish we would eat $16 million to cut Landon Collins so he could leave as well, but we'll get there at some point. I don't trust Turner. His offense is spineless. No toughness, no physicality in a shotgun-based scheme. He's pass happy and aren't winning anything with Turner. He has no idea how to call the game. I disagree with some of that. I think his situational awareness is off at times, but he calls a good enough game because I see receivers schemed open every week, and we just don't have the quarterback with the arm, accuracy, and awareness to get to his reads in time, and that holds back the offense. I really don't think we get an accurate assessment of how well Scott Turner is as a coordinator until an adequate quarterback is there. And while Taylor's fun, there's a lot of inadequacy to his game, and it's finally starting to show now that the league has tape on him. Let's go. We should sign Destroying. Oh, yeah, cuz they'll be doing the social media thing, kicking like 70-yard field goals. Shit, he might as well get a tryout at this point. If Taylor starts playing bad tomorrow, Kyle Allen should get in. He wasn't really playing that bad before he hurt his ankle last year. Yep. And honestly, there's not too much of a difference, except I think Kyle has more juice in his arm than Taylor. Not saying much because I think everybody in this chat right now and everyone on this live has as much juice in their arm as Taylor. Taylor has a really low-level arm. And see, the thing is, he has to be in improvised mode to make plays. He has to be running around playing the Houdini act and creating something. He's not the type of quarterback that can sit there and pick you apart from the pocket. He gets he gets going with happy feet and starts to get a little frantic, and he doesn't have the arm. He doesn't have the arm to stretch it outside the numbers and outside the hashes once he's set in the pocket. So once you crowd the pocket, it's almost over for him if he doesn't escape. Rodgers going to have a field day. Of course, it's Aaron Rodgers. If in fantasy, if I can give anyone in this chat advice, start the obscure receivers of the Packers. Start Alan Lazard. Start Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Hey, shit. Start Randall Cobb, who hasn't really done much. Start them. Because we might cover Devontae Adams a little bit. But those guys, I can see Marquez Valdez-Scantling running for an 80-yard bomb seam across the middle with Landon Collins standing flat-footed and pointing at Bobby McCain as to what the miscommunication was this week. I can already see it now. The writing's on the wall for that. But, hey, I'm enjoying the game, though. I'm always enjoy the game, and I'm always support this dumbass team, man. I love this team with all my heart. I'm going to ask a question to everybody in the chat. What keeps you guys around? I'm a 30-year-old fan. I've been a fan since I was 7 years old. That's when I started playing and got into the sport. What keeps you guys around with this team? Because what keeps me around is just such a character-building experience to love this team that never loves you back. Like, it's like staying with someone who offers nothing to you and does nothing but abuse you, but you have so much heart and so much love for you guys' history that you just can't part ways. So I'd love to know why some of you guys stick around. Why would our linebacker be on Mark? Linebacker Collins. I don't know, because he may force it because he feels like he's a safety. He swears he's not a linebacker. It's honestly a little like perplexing that he's so against playing linebacker when he's such a bad safety. The dude is playing flat-footed football and buys a ticket to watch receivers run past him every week. Hello, OG. Yeah, Roger be going ham, man. Roger be going ham on the staff, bro. That jump be hilarious. Only kids get a pass for changing team. As adults, we're stuck. Hey, you're right. I would never change team. That's actually some corny shit. See, now if we talking about basketball, that's a different story. But football, like, you got to ride with your squad. And I've been through so much with this team. I feel like I'm obligated to see this shit all the way through, and either my children or their children or their children's children's children are going to see this team be great again. I've seen the glory days on on NFL films. I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen my parents' pictures at Super Bowl parades, and I won it. I was born in 91, October, and they won a Super Bowl 3 months later, one of the greatest teams in NFL history. They were 14-2 and won the Super Bowl, beat the shit out of the Bills. The Bills, who are the most interesting team in NFL history, because going to 4 straight Super Bowls is absolutely absurd. You know what's more absurd? Losing all 4 of those Super Bowls that you got to. And all 4 of them were versus an NFC East team. That is the most interesting story in NFL history to me. But it's crazy. Like, it is really crazy. Ashley said there's a difference between loyal fans that are waist deep in the bandwagoners. The switch up is real. Hell yeah. I'm seeing a lot of our fans cop Lamar Jackson jerseys. Hey, I definitely see the grass is much greener down that side of the Beltway. But I'm 10 toes down with this clown ass organization, and I love them, man. I love this team. This team is family. Washington football team, Washington Blanks, whatever the hell the name's gonna be, it's family. But there's a lot of fans who should probably depart when the name changes. But you know what? I'm not going to get into that right now. We're going to keep the vibes immaculate on the show. I remember the last Super Bowl. I was 18 months old. Hey, I remember it too, bro. I was 3 months old, bro. I wasn't even rolling over. I was probably rolling over. I was the biggest preemie in the history of premature babies. I don't know how my big ass was, but hey, we've experienced every emotion with this team over the years. Hell yeah, every emotion possible. The only emotion I've never experienced is the euphoria of winning. Winning 11 games, going to an NFC championship. You know, it's like, we need these therapy sessions as a fan base where we can just kick back and just air out our grievances together. I've been a fan since the 80s, and at the time they make me mad. I don't give up on my team, and I know the fan base is interacting with. Exactly. Because football is family. I know that's a cliche and something we like to throw around on social media. It's more than that. Football is family. So many people, so many good friends of mine, people that I talk to more than I've talked to people I've grown up with. I've met them through this damn team. Meet them at camp, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and now on YouTube through this content shit. Other creators in the comments, in the chats, via email. You meet people that are going to be a part of your life forever off the camaraderie and love for this dumbass football team. My man said, what's good, Tremar? Washington is a dumpster fire. Loser said, the Washington Riveras. I was 2 the last time the team won a Super Bowl. Hey, man, I was 3 months old when we was up 14 to go. Oh, my God. Hey, that was a whole vibe. When we was up 14 against Seattle, RG3's rookie year in the wild card round, I was in the crowd. I had chills. I felt like my eyes were watering. I was like, oh, my God, for the first time in my life, we have a real shot. And we have a guy so transcendent to turn this shit around. And then just like that, it left. All the air out of the balloon. But we're not going to go there. We're going to keep the vibes good right now. Roger said, fans since 79. I have to say it's getting harder and harder to root for him. I did get to see all the glory years, so I can't complain, but I'm getting older and I just want to be competitive. I feel you, Roger. I feel you. And good, like, I'm happy for all of you who got to bask in the ambience of glory. Joe Jackson Gibbs taking 3 different quarterbacks to the Super Bowl and winning it with them. Going to 5 over a 12-year period. I couldn't imagine it. I'm at the point where I would be okay to see us go to an NFC championship game and lose because it would mean we actually went to an NFC championship. 15 years ago. Man, I live in Baltimore, but I'm still a Redskin fan. Hey, shout out. Hey, my man, One Life Music, shout out to you, shout out to you. Make sure everybody smash that like while you're in here, by the way. My man Hawk said, I remember every other team win the Super Bowl vividly. I've always watched Baltimore win 2 chips, and we haven't reached out to none of their brass to take over our team to help us out. Yeah, man, because ain't none of their brass coming here because they come from such, like, adequacy over there, such competence. Why would they want to come here to the 3-ring circus that is Washington? And shout out to my guys, Steve and the Washington Football Addicts for the super chat. My guy, it's crazy. This team brought us together for our podcast. We are scattered across the country and we've never met in person. Yeah, that is crazy. Y'all have never met and you would think y'all grew up together. That is the beauty of this fanship shit. That's why for some people that say, you take sports too seriously. You let it affect your week. You let it affect your day because this shit is family. I love this shit. The camaraderie. So many good friends I've made, and thank you guys again for the super chat. I appreciate the love. My man Rufio said, I live in Oregon now. Still a fan also. Love it. Love it. I said how we keep rambling in misery. I know, man. That's all we can do. We got to keep this shit going. Let's get Snyder out of here. Congress, we could put our hopes and stars into it. Cross your fingers, but do not get your hopes up, guys. Do not get your hopes up because it feels like the smoking gun has been coming out of the glove compartment for the last couple years, and it manages to put itself away again. Not gonna lie, I was scared of y'all when y'all had RG3, but when he popped by what's his name from Haloti Nada, yep, it wouldn't be the same. Yep, because dude didn't protect himself. And while we're on the topic of RG3, I'm gonna just say this, and then we can stop talking about that because 2012, it gets me depressed at this point. RG3 also was a part of the destruction of RG3. Yes, the Shanahans played a part in it, but his ego and his lack of awareness on the field played a huge part into it. But I'm not going to – he's doing great now. He's going to be great at TV. I love hearing him call games. That's his bag. That's what he should be doing. Good for him. But fuck that. The rest of y'all in this chat need to bless this channel while y'all are at it. Hey, I wouldn't be mad at it, man. Bless me. Hey, y'all know the Cash App. Y'all got the Super Chat. Do what y'all got to do, man. We kicking it. I'm new. What's good, man? You're new to it? Well, welcome to the misery but love that is being a fan here in Washington, man. Go Washington always. Hey, and go Caps. The Wizards starting out 2-0, you know. Not a huge Wizards fan, but I'm happy to see them thrive. I don't know what LeBron and the Lakers are doing right now, but we'll talk about that another time. Haloti Nada was a dog. Yes, he was. They've had a lot of dogs there because Ozzie Newsome was an otherworldly executive. And he trained and groomed Eric DaCosta to take the team seamlessly and left one last gift on his way out. Here, guys, I'm retiring. Have Lamar Jackson. Be well, my friends, because that's how great organizations are run. Look at the Steelers. They've had like a few quarterbacks and a few coaches in the history of their franchise. We've had more in the last decade. It's competency. Like, man, we're going to get there one day. Roger said, those were the days, boy. Redskin hat on, chest stuck out, man. You couldn't tell me. We used to curve stomp, say best in the league. I know. I watched the highlights in awe and disbelief because the best I've ever seen was 10-6 a couple times. And it wasn't even like your normal 10-6. It was like the type of 10-6 where you got to run off a 7-game win streak to get to it. Before I get to Hawk's question, shout out my guy, Jacob, J Dilla, Premier Wonder on Twitter for the super sticker. Appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate the conversations we have about sports, music, movies, whatever we talk about on Twitter. It's always good vibes. Big TDE, big Isaiah Rashad Kendrick fan as well, so you know we can relate to that. Appreciate the super sticker. Question, do you think Kerrigan could have been a Hall of Famer if he played a different scheme during his prime? No. I think everything we got out of Kerrigan was the best we were going to ever get about him because while Kerrigan was a really, really good player, he had nothing elite in his tool bag as a pass rusher, and he was not the most athletic person on the field, and those limitations would have prevented him from being a Hall of Famer. So I think he may have had more sacks, but I don't see Hall of Famer in Ryan Kerrigan, but he's great. He's one of the Washington Redskins football team greats, and I appreciate everything he did, and he's an awesome person off the field. I've met him on multiple occasions. What would you say if we don't draft a quarterback this year? I'd say this is what we do here. There's no way in hell. Like, listen. I know everyone hates Daniel Snyder. There is no way in fucking hell Dan is going to let this team not get a quarterback this year. Dan will walk in that motherfucker and draft the quarterback himself because we've seen him do it before. But a quarterback has to be had. We better not sit back with Heineke and go sign Mitch Trubisky or some shit like that because that will absolutely destroy me. It will destroy me if we go get like Mitch Trubisky and say we can compete with him and take some flyer on like some 5th round pick. Oh my God. I think hey, Jacob, I'm right with you. I think I might cry myself if we don't do that. Like, we have to. There's no reason around. We have to draft a quarterback. He was a leader looking like he was getting held. The greatest of all time at looking like you were getting held. No lies. And another super chat. Making my mark up in here. Keep grinding. Appreciate you, Skins fan, all day. I see you in Pedro. I see you in so many guys' chats giving good vibes. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you to Skins fan all day. Jacob Bilberry and my guys over at Washington Football Team Addicts. Back to that, though. Ryan Kerrigan, the king of getting held and the king of running past quarterbacks. And apparently he's passed that ability down to Chase Young and Montez Sweat, because they have become first ballot Hall of Famers at running past quarterback over pursuing. They must have learned that from Kerrigan, who learned that from Brian Arakpo. But we're not going to do that. I might boycott the season if we don't get a quarterback. Hey, we get Mitch Trubisky in this motherfucker. We don't draft a quarterback. I don't know what to tell you. We're gonna get like the 4th pick of the draft and draft Derek Stingley, the DB out of LSU, and it's gonna be terrible out here. Dude, Mitch Trubisky, he's the savior. Shout out to my guy, Josh Kirby on Sports Podcast. Make sure y'all check my guy out as well. Heavy Chevy in the building. What's good? How you feeling this Saturday? We have nothing on the docket. We're just rambling, like the channel says. We're just talking and kicking it as a fan base. The calm before the storm. We're getting ready for tomorrow. Hope you're well, Rio. I'm doing fine, man. My mental health is well. Speaking of mental health, by the way, since I'm on the topic, everybody out here is going through something. Always check on your friends, loved ones, acquaintances, shit, even your enemies. And if you see anybody who looks like they could use a simple, "Are you okay?" take that shit seriously, because mental health is a motherfucker. And something as simple of how you doing, or "Are you okay?" that could change somebody's life. Don't let these people who try to take mental health propaganda and make it this trendy thing, don't let them turn you off from the fact that you should be checking on your loved ones, friends, and anybody you see going through something. But back to the show. We could actually beat Green Bay, but we're not built like that mentally. We can. I saw Crab Legs Winston beat them by 35 week 1. And I saw us hang in with the Chiefs for about 3 quarters, but we couldn't put anything together offensively. Tomorrow is going to say a whole lot about Taylor Heineke, because we are playing the worst red zone defense in the history of the league. Teams are 15 for 15 in the red zone against the Green Bay Packers defense. If we struggle in the red zone versus that goddamn defense, don't give me any excuses for Taylor Heineke, because he left so many points on the board last week. I watched that shit front and center from FedEx Field last week. I watched receivers running open across the middle, up the field, across the seam, everywhere. He doesn't trust his arm because he lacks it. Roger Smith said, sign Trubisky and draft Ritter, or sign Mariota, start the vet, bring the rookie in after 4 or 5 games after his adjustment. I think it depends on the rookie you draft, because I think a couple of the rookies, like I think Sam Howell and Kenny Pickett are ready to come in day 1. I think Malik Willis, Matt Corral, Desmond Ritter, I think they may need to sit a couple weeks. But I think Kenny Pickett and Sam Howell and maybe Corral, I think they're ready to come in off rip. Definitely going to come in off rip. Okay, let me see. When Roger starts talking that trash, it will get to him and they'll fall apart. Yep, I can already see it now. Roger start talking that shit, someone gets a penalty for pushing someone, and it gives them a first down and saves their drive, because that's what we do here. And our offensive line is actually good. They've been the strongest unit on the team. They've been the strongest unit on the team, especially that rookie we got, Sam Cosmi, that I tried to tell folks about. People were like, oh, Montez Sweat and Chase Young, they're killing him without pads on. But as soon as they put pads on and started hitting in practice, we never seen that come to the light of day again, because dude is a monster and you're not about to just handle him. Sam Cosmi, we need you back. Ice up and be ready soon, because you are like the best lineman on this unit right now. You and Charles Leno are holding it down on the outside. And that Morgan Moses conversation, it died real quick. Taylor holds the ball, doesn't get it out of his hand. Yes, he processes slow and lacks an arm. And those two things do not equate to success for a quarterback, because you can't throw the ball late when you don't have a top-level NFL arm. Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Rodgers, Mahomes, they have the luxury to process late and throw late, because they have the arm that can put it on a seed, put it on a rope, and fit it into a window outside the hashes that not everybody can do. Josh said, am I going to Joe Boo's tomorrow? Yep, I'm going to tomorrow. I'm going live at about 12:45. And I'll be live streaming from enemy territory. My guy Mark Holmes, Cowboy Jobu, I'll be live from his backyard studio. We'll be eating good and watching all the games in his backyard setup. It's a good guy. I know he's the enemy, but you know what I'm saying? He's good peoples. He's taking me in. He's kind of like my YouTube mentor at this point, so he's helping me, you know what I'm saying, get right on this thing. Was watching Corral today, and I worry about his size and durability. I know. He has heart for days. Corral is like a souped-up first-round version, a souped-up, strong-arm, better version of Taylor Heineke, if that makes any sense. My man Josh, shout out to Josh. If you don't know, College Football Unfiltered in the Burgundy Network podcast, that's my boy. Was good, Josh. Packers by 20. Not quite. I got Packers by 17, 34 to 17. That's what I got. So just under 20, but it's possible. Josh Taylor, pack by 40. Chill out. I don't think we're going to lose that bad. I think we're going to hang it. We're good to hang it. Morgan Moses was trash for so long. Yeah, he's a great locker room guy. Great guy, but he was bad. He got a good year last year, but, man, I don't know. That's it. Josh said Heineke reads defenses like Mayweather reads a book. Oh, man. Jesus. Money made. That's my guy. That guy could not read anything. Don't ever let that man read a eulogy. Ashley laughing at that. That was pretty funny. That was really good. But I want to see some score predictions in the chat. I got 34-17. Whoa. Whoa. A little ahead of myself. I got it 34-17 tomorrow. But I got it in a way like this. I got it that we're going to hang with them for 2.5 quarters. It's going to be something like 34. No, it's going to be like 20-17. We're going to be hanging with them. And then we're never going to score again. And it's going to end up being 34-17. Nobody beats Mike Tyson's reading. Nah, I think Floyd might take the cake, Ashley. I'm not sure. That man Floyd, yo, we need to get that man some Hooked on Phonics, some Rosetta Stone. We need to get him a little bit of everything because that man Floyd be struggling, man. Like, that shit is really cringeworthy. Green Bay wins 30-9, 35-10 Green Bay, 31-14. Josh, who you got winning? You got us winning? It's crazy. We should be able to hang with these teams. You know, if the defense was as elite as it was supposed to be when we drank all the Kool-Aid in the offseason. You say you need some milk. Let's see. My man Cam Mingo, shout out to my guy. Definitely follow my guy. Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, especially during basketball season because he's giving you all the Wizards content as well. Bold prediction, the new kicker will kick a game-winning field goal to win the game. Oh, my God, I'm loving the optimism. I need some more of that, man. I need some rah-rah energy in here. I need some positivity. Give me some positive predictions tomorrow. It don't even got to be a win. Give me some positive. I'm not even going to get mad if Blewett misses some kicks because Hopkins has been getting away with that shit for years. So this is when the seat warms up for Rom. I don't think the seat's warming up anytime soon because these are games we're not expected to win. Honestly, we never got the terms of Ron's contract. All we know is it's 5 years. I guarantee you, because he wears so many damn hats for this organization, that he's making quite a bit of money. I don't think the seat warms up for Ron until about year 4 if shit is still not on a completely north trajectory. I think Ron's seat doesn't warm up. I think at some point maybe the coordinators do. But I don't think Ron's on any type of hot seat for the next couple years, especially till they get a quarterback in here. I'll be angry if Blewett after the game. No, I'm not even get mad at him. He's never kicked a kick in an NFL game. Get mad at the guy who's kicked his whole life and had a career here, been here for 7 years. They can't make extra points in a dome. Landon Collins will have an interception in the Landon Collins going to have an interception inside. I guess Jordan loves playing at that point of the game when Landon Collins does that because wherever Landon Collins is in the world right now, he's standing flat-footed and he's watching things happen behind him because that's what happens when Landon Collins plays football. Terry goes for 122 tutties. I love it because we don't deserve this guy. This guy is a coach's dream, as JP Finley and them like to call him over at the Washington Football Talk podcast. He's a coach's dream. He's humble. He's hardworking. He has an edge. He's a master at his craft. He's an excellent route runner, and we don't deserve him because all we do is try out different quarterbacks every fucking week for him. And do not be upset or hate that man if he decides to choose greener pastures and not sign a long-term deal here, because he deserves better. He deserves so much better. And I don't know how many quarterbacks we need to run through for him to say, you know what? I'd like to go play for a real one somewhere. And I would even take less money to play for a real quarterback, because I don't know how many routes you need to win in a fucking week to only get 4 catches for 40 yards before you get tired of that shit. Rah-rah. Yeah, I need some rah-rah, man. I need some rah-rah positivity. I wish Chris Bryant, Hog Farmer Chris, could pull up right now and bring some positivity in the chat, because we're all sick, tired, and just numb to this shit. Like, I'm so numb to this shit at this point. I hope so. Terry's on my fantasy team. Fantasy football. How are y'all doing in fantasy football right now? Because I'm in 4 leagues, and I feel like my year is already done in 3 of them. The only league that I don't like, the Yahoo League, I have a chance to win that one. But in my other 3 leagues, it's all dog shit for me. One league, I drafted McCaffrey with the first pick and then traded him, and everything has just went fucking wrong for me the whole season. The other league, I didn't look at bye weeks when I draft because I just want players, and I'm looking at names. This is not a good year for me for fantasy football, but fuck it. We'll see how it plays out. And I'm out here losing by like 30 already because this DeErnest Green DeForest, whatever the hell this dude's name is, the running back that played for the Browns Thursday, decided that he wanted to be an elite running back for one night in his life and went crazy on Thursday. My man said, I'm 4-2. That's 3rd place currently. Good for you, bro. I'm gonna clap it up for you, because my fantasy year has been a shit show so far, and I don't know what to tell you, man. My luck has just been as bad as the Washington football teams, and I think we're nearing that point of the season where it's time to get an update on the name. I want to bring that back, because there's not much to talk about on the field, because it's the same shit every week. It's the same. We lose the same exact fashion. We honestly should be 0-6 if it wasn't for an offsides penalty, a Darren Slayton drop, and Heineke doing some magic shit in Atlanta. Rio Ninja. Hey, that's my son. My boy's in the building. What's up, Papa? What's going on, man? That's my guy. That's my little man. It's a little Mario, little Rio right there. What's up, buddy? Thank you for hopping in the chat. But what are y'all up to on Saturday night? What are y'all doing? Y'all watching college football? Y'all about to watch Dune tonight? Y'all on Netflix? What's everybody doing right now? What's the vibes? When I get off of here, I'm probably going to watch a couple more episodes of You. I don't know if y'all watched that on Netflix. It's crazy. It's great. The acting's phenomenal. All right, let me see what Jacob's squad looking like. He said Tom Brady, Dalvin Cook, Darrell Henderson, Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, Antonio Brown, Darren Waller. Oh, you got a squad on you, bro. You have a squad on you. Good for you. Good for you. I always doubt myself when it comes to picking Brady in fantasy, despite the fact that he's my favorite quarterback of all time. Let me see. My man Anthony Earl. What's good, Earl? What's good with you, man? What's cracking? This Tennessee-Alabama game is good. Oh, I might have to check that out. I might have to pop on that. I turned off college after the Clemson-Pitt game because, I had my eyes glued to Kenny Pickett because I am quarterback hunting. Okay, Alabama's up a touchdown on Tennessee, and that game looks great. So that looks like what I might have to be doing when I hop off here. You know what? Let's look at some of the games around the league tomorrow that piqued my interest. Chiefs-Titans. Nah, the Chiefs are going to get the Titans out of here, even though they beat the Bills the other day. Dodgy, my sister-in-law, she said Tom Brady's the GOAT. You goddamn right. Tom Brady is the GOAT. It's undisputable. He's not the most talented quarterback of all time, but he is certainly the best and has all the hardware to prove so, even though it's not just the hardware that makes him that. It's the whole shebang. It's the whole story for him, and he's never planning to retire because he just wants to keep sticking it to the league for making him the 199th pick in the draft. Can't do nothing but respect the GOAT. I had people tell me that it would be a waste of our time to pursue Brady when he was a free agent. I don't know why he would have came here, but no, we had the great hope, Dwayne Haskins, so nobody wanted Tom Brady. But, hey, I don't know what to tell you. Brady got like 60 fantasy points one week. Yo, Brady is like 45, and for some reason he's playing better than he did earlier in his career. Now you got the Titans over the Chiefs. Okay, you're living dangerous. I think we might have fixed some things with the Chiefs in that they're gonna go on like a 9-game winning streak. Let's see, we got Jets, Patriots. That's not that interesting. I'm taking Mac Jones and the Pats. We got Giants, Panthers. Watch the fucking Giants win this game, even though the Panthers should. But the Panthers are showing that there's some fraudulence in them. My guy, Andy Burrows, it's 2 a.m. in the morning in the UK, and he's rocking with me. Check out the DC Tweet Team podcast. Check out the DC Tweet Team YouTube channel. Him, Maurice Hawkins, and Shelly Jordan, they bring a good, unfiltered product, and they always put out fire Washington football stuff. DC Tweet Team, check them out. My guys, He's repping Washington football all the way from the UK. You know, hey, shit, with the way things are going, they might move our franchise over there one day. Just kidding. That'll be some team like the Jacksonville Jaguar. Let's see what good games we got tomorrow. Oh, we got the Cardinals, Texans. I'm kidding. They're going to beat the shit out the Texans. The Buccaneers, Bears. I think Brady's going to remember that there are only 4 downs this year, so I don't really see that playing. There's not too many good games this week. Maybe the Colts and Niners, but there's not any great matchups. Maybe Saints Seahawks if it wasn't Geno Smith playing. But I'm not interested too much in Geno Smith versus Jameis Winston. The Eagles and the Raiders are one of the better games. Oh, no. This is the matchup tomorrow. The Bengals versus the Ravens. In my Pick'em league, I decided to be bold because I need a fucking win this week. I need to put some money in my pocket. I'm going Cincinnati 4-2 over the Baltimore Ravens. What do y'all think about that? M&T Bank Stadium. I'm picking the Bengals. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase to go down to Baltimore and upset the Ravens tomorrow. The Ravens got terrible news this week. Ronnie Stanley is done for the year. That could be a career-altering injury that he had. I hope he's able to recover from it. Let's see. That's going to be the game of the day tomorrow, unless the Titans-Chiefs game looks like the Buffalo Titans game, but I think the Chiefs going to get them out of here. The Falcons and the Dolphins, not really interested. Wow, it's a shit slate of games this week. Wow. Let's see. What quarterback do you think has the most upside in this draft? I think upside, it's Malik Willis, because if he puts everything together, he's a run threat with one of the strongest arms in the league when he comes in, and if he cleans up some of the things he needs to work on, he's like a perfect prospect. Like, he's not quite Lamar Jackson athletically, but he's going to be a top 3 running quarterback in the NFL when he gets here. But he doesn't always look to run. And he's going to have a top 5 NFL arm. He has an absolute howitzer. Definitely check out Malik Willis out of Liberty if you think so. Lamar is just an X factor. Lamar is insane, and he's got better as a passer every year. And you can't do nothing but respect the guy. My only knock on Lamar at this point is that I would like him to get proper representation and not for him and his mother to be running his negotiations for his contract, because I don't want them to get done in by the organization, because NFL contracts have a lot of bullshit language in them. I hope he gets the proper agent and management organization to handle that. Titans destroy the Chiefs because they play smash mouth football. They have problems with those type of teams. Hey, I think they have a shot, but I think the Chiefs are going to hit that point of the season where they just start running through folks and looking like the contender that they are. I think we helped them get right a little bit. But whoever we draft will be ruined by that. Nah, don't say that. We're going to get it right. Willis is more like Watson. Yes. See, this is like we have a series on my podcast. If you haven't seen it, check out the playlist on my page called QB1 of the Future. My guy Michael Haas, who does very, very, very detailed breakdowns on Twitter weekly of college prospects and NFL prospects. Our first episode was about Malik Willis and Matt Corral. Watson is a great comp for the style of player that Malik Willis is, but he has a stronger arm, a thicker build, and he's a little bit better as a runner than Watson. He's like the player in between Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson. Also, I don't think he frequents massage parlors, but that's a conversation for another day. Do you think Malik Willis' Heisman hopes are done? I don't think he really was going to have too much of a chance to win the Heisman because he was playing for Liberty, but I can see Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett, or one. I don't know. I just feel like his school wouldn't allow him to win the Heisman Trophy, if that makes any sense. No, he is a good locker room guy, and everything that I've read, seen through pressers and people talking about him, he has a great personality. He's a great kid. He's humble. He's the antithesis of Dwayne Haskins. But one of these guys is going to be here next year. So pay close attention to Sam Howell out of UNC, Matt Corral out of Ole Miss, Malik Willis out of Liberty, Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati, and Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh, who is rising week by week. He dotted the Clemson Tigers the fuck up today. I hate to be talking draft talk 6 weeks into a season, but when it's time, it's time. And so he won't be going to strip clubs after a loss. 100% he will not be going to strip clubs after a loss. My sleeper, DTR. Great point. Michael Haas brought him up. Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He will be on our next episode of our QB breakdowns. I believe it's going to be DTR, Carson Strong, and another person we're going to speak on later in the mix. That will be episode 3 of QB1 of the Future. Definitely check that out. But it's been real. We got a nice 51-minute live going. The vibes have been immaculate in the chat the whole time. I got a couple super chats, and let's go in. Let's enjoy the rest of our Saturday night. Me and Rio going to party in New York. Oh man, week 18 in New York. I'm planning to head out to that game to go to my first away game, go to MetLife and watch Washington and New York battle it out to see who picks higher in the top 5. Hell yeah, it's definitely going to be love out there. And I appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody that checks out my content, everybody who brings me their feedback, positive, negative, or indifferent, everybody who builds this channel up. This channel cannot go any higher without you guys. And we hit the first milestone. We hit the 1K. Let's get this up to 2, then 5, and 10, and let's keep running it up. And let's hopefully get a win in Green Bay tomorrow. My guy, Anna Yala, thank you for pulling up. My guy's always checking out the content and let me know in the comments. Until next time, y'all, let's get a dub tomorrow. 1. Keep hailing to the nameless football team. Deuce, deuce.